Apia?
It's actually Apia Ampofu.
Ah.
But I mean, to be fair, my actual last name is just Apia, really.
Okay.
The Ampofu is side attraction. Thank you.
Right.
Get me?
Yeah, we like it. So just garnishing.
Garnishing, but it is Apia Ampofu. It's hyphenated.
It's hyphenated. Apia Ampofu. Okay. We like it.
Would you change your name if you got married?
No. Never.
Me neither.
Never. I like my name too much.
Same.
I love my name. I love my name a lot.
Same.
Never.
I mean,
ever.
I didn't mean to open a can of worms. We can shelve this for a different day. But I really like my name. I don't think I would change my name.
I would never ever.
I mean, unless of course, somebody from the royal family wants to.
Okay, it depends on the last name.
Thank you.
If it's like Dangote, I'll be like, AJ Dangote.
As soon as that dating, let me change your name.
Literally, I'm like, Or if you became a member of the British royal family, you'd be like, what's your name? Barton.
Windsor.
No. But the original something. Charles had some names.
Windsor.
No, they now changed it to Windsor. But then he had
prior to him being a Windsor.
Yes.
Always been. Hang on, let me.
Barton something.
Not Martin People.
No. Mountbatten. And no, that's Lord Mountbatten. No, that's different. Sorry. Okay, I'm getting my the Crown episodes mixed up.
Windsor.
No, before that he wasn't.
No, that's his last name. They
changed that.
Oh, so what's his name now?
No, they're Windsor.
He's Windsor.
Okay, never mind. We'll leave it. Hello, ladies. We have our special guest in the studio, Euphemia Amwating. She's the CEO of Styles and Smiles Kids Saloon. Hi, Euphemia.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
You look very pretty.
Hey, thank you.
The reason
Because I have no makeup on.
No, but sometimes when you have no makeup on and you're pretty, you really know that you're really pretty.
Okay,
yeah.
Preach.
Come on. Like how you have no makeup on.
Mine is by virtue of sheer laziness. It takes a lot of effort.
It takes a lot.
Look cute.
Yes.
Miss Judy always looks so cute, so put together. I want to be like her when I grow up.
Miss Judy, how are you? She literally looks like she's the done-up one. Me, if I didn't go on TV, I would not have makeup on.
You would be freestyling.
I would literally be freestyling.
Is that the key to getting married? Always having your face
be
always looking good.
It's a must.
And you're
I think you will get into it.
I cannot get
You're
it.
looking good for yourself, like to appreciate yourself.
I feel good today. So if you look and you don't feel good, what I was saying.
But on the issue of last names, should we enter those waters before we divert into the right one?
No.
As married, both of you married women. Was it an easy? Did you change your names?
Yeah, I think after 2 years or a year after a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it like an easy? You always knew you change your name?
It wasn't really a problem for me. Because the name wasn't that bad.
Okay, yes. And one time it's not bad. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you do yourself?
Not actually. I hyphenated it.
I love that.
I wasn't going to take my name off. Like my father paid my school fees and everything. What have you done really that you want to take everything?
Yeah, that makes sense. My name is too long to hyphenate. Because already it's like a compound name is like Apia Ampofu.
Exactly.
And then Akwakusapon, you now say you're going to hyphenate to something else.
Imagine your husband also has a double barrel. There'll be small hyphen here, hyphen there, hyphen everywhere.
It's like our producer for today, King Kweku Mensa. So he'd be like, AJ Akwakusapon. Kweku Mensa.
Is there something you want to tell us?
No, I'm just saying.
Because that was a very specific example.
Hold on. First, I was going to give him a shout out. I was trying to give him a shout out and
propose at the same time. Well,
I have prospectus.
Not prospectus.
How many are listening tonight?
On that note, let's go into something very interesting. The topic of the spoken or unspoken rules of an extramarital affair. A lot of times you assume that when a side chick becomes a side chick or a side guy becomes a side guy, it's just like we start the relationship, but apparently not. So I was scouting some of the gentlemen, a few hours ago, trying to pick their minds to know what in their minds are unspoken rules, unspoken regulations, spoken and unspoken, like the terms and conditions apply. And some of them were saying certain things don't call after a certain time. There's communication barriers. Like, don't say certain things. When you see me in public, walk past me. Like, don't say I miss you.
Hey, baby.
There's no baby. He says, if you say I miss you, who are you missing? Like, literally. And I also heard a very interesting thing that apparently in modern day relationships, people or side relationships, they're actually signing contracts. Like, it's contractually bound that I know the amount of times I'll come to you. You know the amount of times you come to me. I know how many, how much I'm supposed to pay you as allowance, either weekly or monthly. You know what to expect from me, rent, this, that.
Like, German contract.
Basically. So there are contracts that are even signed.
I see.
And then, like, a whole bunch, like, it's a lot of unspoken rules and regulations. But have you heard of any such unspoken rules and regulations in entering, or if you've ever known of someone who's been in such a relationship, or you've heard of someone who's ever been in such a relationship, and some of the things they're expected not to do? Because apparently side chicks are supposed to be very, very loyal, and side guys are also supposed to be very loyal, but the participant involved isn't. But then that's a different conversation altogether. But have you heard anything such as that outside Euphemia?
Yeah, apart from the don't call me at a certain time. I mean, you can't do, even if you do go out, let's say for lunch, dinner, whatever, you cannot do public display of affection. You can't touch, you can't hug. It's like soldier kind of relationship, unless you are indoors, just the two of you. Yeah, so it's like, as you're saying, it's sort of contractual. I mean, I can't be in such a relationship, even though I have babies.
I love how this turned. I love the turn of this conversation. So, and you can choose to accept or admit or not.
I
admit.
haven't.
You haven't. Okay.
No, I'm too jealous.
Are you?
Yeah. Too jealous. Why should I share? Why do I have to share?
I think I will make all the mistakes. I'll call you at night. I want you to be with me.
Thank you.
It ain't happening.
What do you mean I can't see you and say, hey, babe, excuse you? That's why I wouldn't even venture. You feel me? Because I'm too jealous. I'm very expressive. But I can see where the thrill is, right? So whilst I haven't, tangled with somebody's husband, I definitely know what it feels like to be doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing, okay? For different reasons that have nothing to do with you guys.
Okay.
So I'm keeping it
so perhaps the person was not married, but the person was attached.
Oh, I mean,
well, who isn't really attached?
I thank you.
We are all somebody's boyfriend or girlfriend.
Actually, with that scenario, not even like that, because even that, I'm still quite jealous, and I want you to be, completely done, or at least like be out of that situation before I get in. And for me, married people are a no-no, just because I feel like that's too much,
a bit too complicated.
But for example, an ex that treated you badly and you're trying to hide it from your friends and family that you're back with them, that sort of situation, which is all sneaking around. So same thing.
Some idea.
If I saw him in public, I wasn't trying to declare that we were back together. None of that. Hey baby,
so it was still sneaking around
although neither party had somebody watching
also with
but
them,
it was more of like trying to hide from friends and family
because
that I was back with
bad
a toxic
for him.
ex.
Okay.
But there are actually these situations that the men don't tell. They actually pretend to forget that they are married.
Yes.
They forget.
There are people that have.
So you're actually dating someone that
who's married. They don't
Wait,
declare.
ladies, I did see a tweet. They said nobody dates more in Accra than married men.
Yes.
I hear they're really out here dating.
They really
So I think that marital amnesia is very high. Maybe we should call a doctor after our first musical break. A producer, can we get a doctor on the line? Marital amnesia.
That a friend dated a guy for 8 years. without knowing that he's married.
Stop it.
No, he actually blocked all the. She
knew.
He blocked all the chances of you getting to know the truth. So he had a child.
His family was outside of Ghana?
No, their parents were aware.
Excuse me?
Very much aware. They treated the girl like a fiancée. So it was a week or two before they actually get married that the wife called her that, okay, so it seems like you're a good girl. I want you to know what you are getting yourself into.
But come and join me as a sister wife.
Yes, you can if you want to.
Oh, wow.
And the guy that you think that he has one child and the rest belong to the brother are actually his children. He has 4. So it was a whole complicated thing. And he forgot to tell her that he's married.
He forgot to.
The parents also forgot.
They all completely forgot to say. They liked you too much. Like, I shall met you before my wife. Yeah. But you said something quite interesting, Shimia. Like, you've been placed in that situation before?
Yes, I have. So many years ago before I met my husband.
I love that quick disclaimer. So many years ago. A long time ago in Bethlehem.
Oh my.
So many years ago. And I actually couldn't tell him that I was getting married. So he actually wasn't talking to me for a very long time. I don't think he even still wanted to talk to me. Because we had boundaries. I can't call him. We can talk in the car until he gets home, and that's it. Until the next morning when he's leaving home to work, then we can, talk
again
throughout the day. Then he can call me. Okay, meet me at so and so gas station for me to fill your tank. So it's like I'm sitting in the car.
Yeah.
You don't get down. I don't know you. You don't know me. I mean, he does what he has to do. Probably send you money through your bank account, fill your tank, whatever.
Did you have
need.
a place that you used to, like, do you have a home together?
We had a place that we used to meet to spend time.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit comfortable for me because I wasn't that type of outgoing person. I was constantly home, so it's not as if I had other suitors worrying me. So I was okay with the rules and regulations within our relationship.
So we'll break down the rules and regulations in there. But we are actually quite excited to have a gentleman on the line. He under the he wants to be anonymous. So no details going to be allocated to him, what he does, who he is, or whatever of that sort. But he has been placed in that situation. He has been a party to this kind of situation. Wow. And he's very happy to break it down for us, share his thoughts, and also give us an idea of the rules and regulations involved in it. But we'll try and get him on the line shortly. But until then, let's get back into the conversation.
I actually have a question for
Please.
you. So how did you get married? Because you were dating and you're supposed to be
it
married
wasn't. That's what I'm saying. That it weren't too
close.
Yeah, it was basically just distant because he happened to have just seen my picture on a friend's phone, and that's it. Oh, I think your friend is pretty. I like her. So it wasn't like anything emotionally attachment sort of thing. So it was like, oh, I like you. So let's have lunch. Those kind of things. It's not let's cut it. No. It was, so I was very okay.
So it's like you had separate lives, but you were together.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because he liked me.
Okay.
So it wasn't as if we were constantly even sexually active or anything.
Okay. It was quite distant.
Exactly.
Huh. Okay.
So it was difficult for me to go like, okay, I found someone and I'm getting married, blah blah blah. It was very hard. It was constantly seeing each other, or probably doing any lovey-dovey kind of conversation over the phone. It was some kind of like teacher-student kind of.
Was it the thrill of knowing that you're doing something really naughty and like, you're sneaking around? Is that what gave it that excitement?
Because my mother was extremely strict. My mom was in the military, so you can imagine. Don't go. You should be home around this time.
You're unhinged.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go to our gentleman on the line who is joining us to share his thoughts and his experience. Hello, sir.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for joining us. So we're not going to get into details of who you are, what you do, or anything of that sort. But to understand, you've been placed in a situation such as that. You've had an extramarital affair.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, do tell, in dating the person that you were with, first and foremost, why did you decide to maybe go after this person even though you knew you were fully committed to someone else?
Okay, so normally, let me put this one out first. Normally, guys don't just go out with intention to go and cheat. Normally, it would happen if most of the time if something is not going on well at home, you're not getting enough attention, you are not appreciated, you don't get the right vibe at home. Then maybe you meet someone, you try to get to know each other, and then it happens. Well, I'll speak for myself. I wouldn't normally go out that, okay, I want a side chick.
Right.
It only happens when I meet some person and we vibe, we click. And then because I like you to be a friend before if anything can happen.
All right.
And so, yes, it happened. And at that time, I would say I wasn't getting enough attention from home. I was kind of felt like a stranger in my own home. If not spending time with the kids, then it was just me by myself. And so I had to be going out to spend time with friends. Of course, you get to meet some people, lovely people, and then it happens. So yes, I've been.
Can I ask is there a number to it? Have you had multiple extramarital affairs?
Twice.
Twice. Okay. Thank you for being honest. Now, okay. Clearly, you've explained why you would be attracted or the circumstances that led you to consider going for a side chick in any particular order. But what were the rules and regulations? What were the terms and conditions when you entered into relationships with any of these girls?
Okay, so as you rightly put it earlier, they are kind of unspoken rules. It's not like you come up with these terms and conditions before you get to do whatever you're doing. But some of these things are assumed. Just like one of the panelists put earlier, you can't call when you want to. There's going to be a specific time that you're going to call. There's going to be restrictions on how and where we meet. There's not going to be any PDA, personal public show of any affection. And so, yes, there are some rules. If you are both comfortable, you can talk about it. But sometimes most of these basic ones are assumed, and so you don't even really need to go on. It depends on how deep you get with this person. Then now you have to set some boundaries. Okay. But if it's just being friends, hanging out, yes, a side chick, there are some that okay. So for the first one, it was more of sexual attention. So you're just going out for sex, right? And so for those ones are more easier to control. It's more of like, lack for a better word, I would say, like a booty call.
Okay, so you meet at certain times and then you just,
at certain times, yes, and then that's it. You call once in a while to check up how you doing, that's it. End of story. But then when you get intimate and you start having emotions and feelings, then you really need to set some boundaries.
Okay, so once emotions come into play, then boundaries need to be set. Now, do you usually do like full disclosure? This is my situation. This is how I live, and I don't want you to cross certain boundaries in the beginning when you start a relationship off.
Normally, it should be from the beginning. If it doesn't come from the beginning, then it makes it difficult because then it means you're gonna have to lie. from the start. And as I mentioned earlier, if I want to be friends with you, why would I be lying?
Right.
And so I wouldn't lie to you. I'm going to be upfront with everything. And so before we decide to get attached emotionally, you know my situation. I know yours. I'm not going to hide it. And then later, and I start coming to tell you that oh, by the way, I'm married and you can't call me at this time, and I'll call you when I get the chance. No, you have to know this from start.
So you, full disclosure, will tell her everything before you start.
Exactly.
Alrighty, that's very interesting. Now, in terms of maybe for some, they might want to do like a specific place where they meet, rent a place. Like, were you able to invest that much into keeping your side chick?
Once you get emotionally attached, then it means you want to go the extra mile. It's not just a regular side chick. And so, yes, you would need to invest time. Since you know that you can't be meeting all the time, you try to plan ahead and make sure that you're making time for this person, because you wouldn't want to be having someone in your life who only sees you when you want to. You would also want to satisfy the other party. And so, yes, you have to put in that time. I wouldn't suggest that you have a particular place. I think also to ask to the fan, you need to change your venues. It wouldn't be right if you have just one particular spot.
Okay, agreed. Very interesting thoughts. Now, is there a boundary that sometimes a side chick has crossed that you find that you have a problem with? Maybe they didn't realize certain rules or regulations existed and they've crossed the boundary, and how did you deal with it?
Okay, so I'll use the first one as an example with this one. So she was going to work and her car broke down. And at that time, she knew that my wife was on leave and was not working for some weeks. And she actually asked me to give her my wife's car to use while her car is being fixed.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Wait, seriously?
Yep.
She asked for your wife's car.
Yes. I mean, if she doesn't see what the big deal is because the car is at home, nobody's driving it, so I might as well just give it to her to use for a couple of days. And when her car is fixed, and I said, no way. And then I realized that, no, I have to start setting some boundaries. And it didn't go down too well, and that was how come it ended.
Okay. But all this while, is your family based in Ghana?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
With my family, yeah.
Okay, so the second one, what did she do wrong that, well, I'm assuming it's ended, but what did she do wrong that...
You are probably assuming wrongly.
Oh, right, okay. Thank you for the correction. But as a man in that particular position, beyond certain things like overstepping their boundaries like that, what other things are a definite no-no on your part on things that a side chick can or cannot do?
Well, for most women, when they start getting comfortable, they kind of forget their position and tend to make certain demands. But
demands like what?
Like more time, especially. I mean, for a side chick, I would say that, okay, so once somebody is coming in to be with you and they know you're married and they know, okay, so then what's in for them? Most of the time it will go with finances. So I don't really bother on that too much, because once you're going into that, you should expect it, that some financial obligations. But when it comes to demanding too much time.
Ah, right.
time is a factor, is a major factor in this, because the timing has to be right, and the timing is not going to be like, yes, once in a while you might be lucky, you might get a whole weekend to yourselves. I mean, if you plan it well, you're going on a trip, you can ask her to go with you. You're going to visit some friends, you can go with her and all that. But for me, a no is when you start demanding for more time.
But
yes.
Another question: do you demand loyalty? As in, when your side chick is with you, she's not allowed to be with anybody else but you.
Well, so I thought initially. After my experience, I realized it can be like that, and even now, I would say that I'm having a little, I wouldn't say a problem, but issue, because you can't even show when you are jealous.
You can't?
No.
As the one who is clearly financing her life?
Exactly. You can't. The finances doesn't guarantee anything. It doesn't give you all those rights. Yes. Okay, so you are with your wife, you come and see this lady, and then you go back to your wife. And then you see her post a picture of some guy, or she's gone out with some friends, with somebody around her and all that. You kind of feel jealous, but then you can't complain, because, sometimes, let me just put it straight. Hurt is inevitable in this one. You would get hurt at some point.
Right.
Yes. So sometimes you have to live with that, and sometimes you can't just question too much.
Okay.
Question, because this person, at the end of the day, that this relationship might end sooner or later, and they might also be going into a serious relationship and want to get married. Everybody wants to get married, and so sometimes you also feel
not everyone.
I'll say most women. Yes, most women who want to get married, and even if not married, maybe they'll want to settle down with somebody as their partner. And so, in as much as they are spending time with you, you should know that it's not going to be forever. Eventually, they are going to look for their own.
Okay, so can I assume you've been cheated on by a side chick before?
Yep.
Okay. How did you deal with it?
The same first person. So I found out, and actually, I got this explanation from her, and it actually made sense to me. That, hey, listen, you're married. Yes, we are having fun. We love to hang around each other and all that. But eventually, we will have to move on. And she wanted to get married at some point, and obviously, it wouldn't be me. And so, yes, she had somebody she was seeing. But then I told her that anytime you decide to see someone, let me know.
Right. Okay.
So if I get to know and I'm expecting that, I would know so now you think this person is going to work for you, and then I put in that exit plan. I mean, how to withdraw, because it's not like just one day I can decide that I'm not going to call you, I'm not going to see you anymore. It's going to take time once emotions are
involved.
Well, yes.
So you have fallen in love with your side chicks?
It always happens.
Okay. That's fair. Alrighty. But would you be okay if your wife at some point also got a side guy? Is this something you can live with?
Something that I can live with. Well, it depends. If I know I genuinely give her a cause to do that.
You think you haven't as yet?
Pardon?
You think you haven't given her a cause as yet?
I haven't given her a cause because I would say that she pushed me in the first place for me to get involved with these people, and if she had played her part well, I wouldn't have.
So what was the biggest reason that led you to look outside?
As I mentioned earlier, I went outside just to have fun, just to clear my thoughts and not to look for somebody. It so happens that, yes, I get to meet this person and then we start vibing and then it leads to that. I wouldn't go out that, hey, my wife is doing blah, 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 so I want a side chick. No, I don't do that.
Okay. But imagine if your wife had also gone out and met a really nice gentleman and decided to also have a little bit of fun because she felt a little stifled in the relationship, just like you may have felt. Would that be acceptable? Would you be willing to live with it?
I would. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, trust me. But I guess I will have to live with it, if I'm being honest to myself. Especially knowing that I've hurt her in that manner before.
Right.
Yes. It would hurt though, but I will have to live with it.
But to confirm, your wife hasn't found out as yet about the ladies?
No.
Or you assume she's not found out?
I'm assuming.
Okay. Well, thank you for being so honest to us. We actually thoroughly enjoyed hearing your perspective of things. And if we have any more clarity, we'll try and get you back on the line. But
I'm still listening to the show, so
wonderful. Yeah. But is it you? Well, not hoping I'm not assuming wrongly again. You would consider staying with your side chick for a while, at least until both of you mutually decide to part ways.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
All righty. So that was interesting thoughts from a gentleman who has had 2 extramarital affairs. May or may not be in...
Allegedly 2. To be honest.
May or may not be in... may or may not be still with the second person involved. And in his opinion, has reasons to have stepped out. And listed some of the things that are... spoken or unspoken in the relationship. It's quite interesting. What were your thoughts listening to him, Miss Judy?
It's just funny how men feel like they are the only ones being going through a whole lot of emotions in marriage and think that women are also not going through, or we have ways of managing our issues in the marriage. I always think that what these men can do, we can do better. And I would always go back to the fact that...
women would cheat and clean mouth. No, it's not even funny.
Helen, we were the first
it's
to
not even funny. Yeah.
If what we read is, we were the first to cheat. So
I disassociate myself from the comments that are currently being made. I know nothing of the sort. At all. I'll have my lawyers also write to formally distance myself from such an allegation. Women cheat?
Women do cheat.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Imagine maybe you are so depressed. There are so many things going wrong in your marriage, and at work, there's this co-worker.
They call him work husband.
Showing all the affections, taking you to lunch and all that.
Okay.
Accidents do happen.
Accidents do happen. Before
From
you
lunch
know it,
to being the lunch.
you're being feasted on and you're like, what happened? Oh my.
I didn't know I was the main course.
And dessert. And a cocktail with it. It's like, wow. Go on, eat it up. But yeah. I was just saying, as in reference to meals. Now, coming. Okay.
So, if the percentage of Ghanaian women that cheat is high, and if it's something like 1 out of 1, 2, 3, well, how many of us are? Anyway,
4.
Anyway, you can do the mathematics yourself. I think Yeah, I can see who I'm not saying much, but I know who is involved.
But let me come to you. What were your thoughts when you?
I know who's involved.
Certainly not me. What were your thoughts when you were listening to him share his story?
It was funny when you asked him about what if his wife also, does the same thing to him, how would he would feel? But then I usually used to judge women in general, especially those who cheat in their marriages. I have a friend who does that, married, but the husband is not here, he's outside.
Okay.
But then at first I was like, no, you're wrong. But when I sat her down and she told me the entire story, I stopped judging, because it's easy for a woman to sway off her marriage than for a man to. Some men are born cheats. You do everything in this life to please them, but they will still go ahead and cheat. No matter how fine you look, no matter how good you want to. I mean, in terms of your shape and everything after childbirth, you cook, you clean, you do everything.
Sex is good.
Thank you, but they'll still go outside and cheat.
Oh boy.
He's laughing. And you wonder, what else are you supposed to do to keep him at home? I haven't been, I don't know if he's doing it, but I usually do not take my mind there. If you are really, 10 years in marriage and you're free, no, I'll not come and add that to my stress. I won't. Seriously.
Would you want to know if you were being cheated on? And in fact, I'm throwing it out to all of the ladies.
If I do know, the first thing I'll do is walk.
I don't care.
So
you don't care.
I don't care to know.
You don't care to know. Okay.
I think I would want to find out the reasons behind that. What I'm doing wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would definitely want to know.
I think I get gut feelings when you start looking elsewhere, but it doesn't really bother me. Am I being treated well? Yes, I am. Is he turning on me? No, he's not. Do I get what I need? Yes, I do. So, but then again, my mindset about relationships was very different because I grew up in a polygamous home.
Okay.
So certain things that seem weird don't seem weird to me at all. Like being a side chick or being in a multiple partner relationship. Like it doesn't really faze me because I grew up in it and I saw how first wife, second wife, baby mamas all had good, comfortable lives and everyone lived relatively in harmony, and the children, everyone grew up hopefully upright. But then it's changed my views on relationship, and I think it goes two ways. If you grow up in a polygamous home, you either really crave monogamy or you realize that life is interesting or life can go in diverse ways and you're accepting of polygamy.
And you are the latter.
I am the latter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting perspective because for like the briefest time a few years ago, I was thinking, I'm like, what would polyamory look like in my own life, right? Because like we live on this planet with so many different people, and different people provide different types of needs. And then after that I was like, I don't want to know, mainly because I'm very jealous. But apparently jealousy is something that happens in polyamory and polygamous situations. You just need to know how to navigate it
and manage it.
But thank you.
Yeah, but multiple partner relationships is only for rich men, please. I have to say that.
Okay. Important.
Yeah, it's because you have to bring certain amenities on board, like comfort.
Is it closed? Everything is closed off on your side. I can't bring my application to your phone.
He's a little old, but we can get you an in to see if maybe he wants to wrap up.
Call me mommy. Let me see if it.
I prefer daddy.
Small digression.
But yeah, so in terms of cheating, and if you ever placed in a relationship in a situation where you realize that your partner may be cheating or having a side chick outside of the marriage, how would you deal with it, Ms. Judy?
I think basically I'll be more concerned if he's protecting himself whilst doing it, because if he should get any infection, basically I'm also going to get it.
Yeah.
So I'll be more concerned about that. But basically, yes, I would want to talk. I would want to know what drove you to do that, what I did wrong. If I want to change, fine. If I think it's not realistic enough, I'll walk. But yeah, I'll need that conversation to know what's wrong with me. Should I get involved with another person? I'd like to do the right thing. So it's basically all about me getting that resolution and moving on or deciding to stay.
That's interesting. Yourself, Euphemia?
I don't know whether to say I've been in that situation before. It was the initial stages in marriage, and I had my own suspicions. And my husband at the time wasn't easily approachable. He's constantly frowning, so it's like so I had this time. By 2 a.m. he'll be deeply asleep. So by that time I'll set an alarm on my phone. Like a
and you wake up.
I'll wake up, crawl to his side of the bed.
Crawl?
Because probably my shadow with the lighting and everything. So I'll crawl on the floor just so that the bed doesn't speak or anything.
Yeah.
So that time I had his password. Go get his phone and take my sweet time.
And go through messages.
It was so stressful. And you even find some suspects, and how are you going to confront him? How did you get to see the messages? How did you know? So it was haunting me. It was like emotionally draining me, and I'm like, I didn't even know how to confront him. So
what did you find?
Funny messages.
Ooh,
okay.
Like
so
what they call sexting.
Oh, not really. It was the lady that was actually, trying
suggestive.
to, and he was constantly LOL, not saying much, but then say no. But you're not saying LOL.
The attention is nice, so you just go stop, LOL, so they can, try again.
So after a few confrontations in a really matured way, and I realized that it was emotionally not helping me, so I stopped. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just be me and do me. Let him do him. Whatever happens. So
you could have used the phone to text her. Listen here, lady.
I've called someone like that before.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm that crazy, but after a few times, I'm like, this thing is not.
Wait, how did the conversation go? Bring, bring. Hello.
No, because I saw a couple of messages on Facebook. The lady kept on sending him messages, and he wasn't really forthcoming with his responses. So funny enough, at that time there was Live FM, and there was a news caster reading the news, and she ended with that same name. Yes. So I've worked with Atlantis Radio before, so most of them moved to Live FM. So I knew a couple of the Live FM stuff.
Oh, snap.
So I called one, and I'm like, oh, can I speak with so and so? She was like, oh, she just left my office. Hold on, let me. So he gave the phone to her. Oh, yeah, hi. This is so and so. I was like, okay, my name is Mrs. So and so. I saw a couple of messages from you to my husband, and one of them was, I miss you. Please don't miss my husband. Go miss someone else. Don't miss my husband, and don't text him again. So she called him, and my husband came home angry at me. And I'm like, well, I did what I had to do. But then afterwards, I was like, wait, now it's stressful. So I stopped. Yeah.
But what did she say when you said stop
she
missing?
She didn't say a word.
Oh, she was quiet.
Yeah. She didn't say a word.
On your hard girl.
No,
I've actually been in that situation before.
Yeah, no, I was trying to protect my property.
I was using my husband's laptop because I had left mine. And I saw
the number of guys that are changing their passwords as we speak right now. Changing their passwords.
I saw this message from a friend of mine kept popping up. So I was like, why would this friend be chatting with my husband? And she had always been, let me come home. So I was like, So I opened and I read through, and as you said, he wasn't really responding.
But what was in there? Set the scene.
She actually asked him for money.
Ooh.
He sent it, and he said, I hope this ends it. And she was like, pay me a visit. And he was like, I am not interested in the. So his conversation was really decent. But my point is, why did you entertain her? Why did you send her the money?
Amount of friends of married women that go after their men.
What, their friends themselves?
Yes.
I have heard stories me to do something with her and him. So that's how come the conversation wasn't okay with me. He didn't know the girl's intention.
She wanted to get
a good birthday present for him. So when I saw the chat, I was worried.
Also, she was planning if you won't be involved,
because
I fine guys.
So I actually called her, and I was like, oh. Okay, so before she was like, we should get her a boyfriend and all that. So I called her, I was like, oh, I hope this boyfriend that you haven't gotten hasn't made you to, start chasing people's husbands. She was like, no, I'm not even interested in anybody's husband. I was like, but the guy you are sending messages to right now is somebody's husband. Like, I don't get this conversation. She hung up.
Oh.
She just hung up. I was like, so I sent her a message. I was like, sweetheart, this is not necessary. So when he came home, I spoke to him. He was like, so why are we having this conversation? If you read everything.
And you see that I'm not...
Yes. And I was like, no, I just want to be sure.
The amount of women. And that's the thing. I think a lot of times when you tell your girlfriends about how great your husband or your boyfriend...
Is this thing a true
thing?
No,
it really is. It really is. Your boyfriend, your baby mama, your baby daddy, or your husband is, if you say it constantly, they start to think, I want him for myself. And I have stories for days. I've heard.
This doesn't just happen in the soap operas. It happens in real life.
I've heard stories for days, and it takes a really good man not to want to act up on that.
Anyway, so ladies, you have to keep your stuff to yourself.
Your man is never attractive till he's yours.
Yeah. Men generally, and I think that's probably another thing which has sort of increased how married men are looked at. I think once men get off the market, they become even more attractive.
Responsible.
It's like women now start to look, okay, if he can manage a family, he can take care of me. And then perhaps that becomes a more easy plan or path to take. But you haven't said what you would do if you ever found that there was a side chick in your relationship.
Well, I wanted to shout out a few people, but I think they don't want their identities exposed.
Okay, but what are they saying?
But Media General for Mohadri. Some people are already changing their passwords.
Oh wow!
As we speak, you can run, but you can't hide. What would I do if I found out that my other half was cheating? Oh my goodness, it would be a completely disproportionate reaction.
How?
Listen, I'm burning everything down. I'm cutting up clothing. I'm putting stuff in the pool because clearly my boo's gonna be rich.
Oh wow.
Your stuff's going in the pool.
Put it out there.
Listen, I'm putting you on blast. It'll be a heightened, very emotional response because I know what I'm like. But on the same day, maybe we can have a conversation. I don't know if cheating in a marriage is a deal breaker for me. It used to be what I thought would be a deal breaker when I was younger, but the older I get, speaking with people that are married, listen, you have to buckle up. The problems are going to come, and from again having moved back to Accra and seeing the atmosphere in the last 4 years, it almost seems like par for the course, and I don't wish that for myself. But if I do find out, it'd be a hysterical reaction. But, upon reflection, I think you can work through things. Would I stay with a serial cheater? No, because you heard our anonymous caller. He actually has fallen in love with the side chick. And for me, some people will say, well, it's just physical. Men will be men. How many times do people start off a relationship via sex? Or we're just hooking up, we're just hanging out. Next thing you know, emotions are involved. Sometimes that is the natural pathway. It's hooking up, just having fun. And then for me, that would crush me. Even the physical alone would crush me, because when you enter into a covenant, I want to pretend as though nobody has ever seen my husband's privates. That's how I like to view it. Nobody has ever seen it, smelt it, touched it, held it, admired it. Listen, that's how I view it. So to think that my precious jewels have been worn like a tiara or like a necklace. Can you imagine that? The things that even you have not seen, they are showing it to somebody else. Your blood pressure will escalate. Your blood pressure will escalate. And side chicks as well, they have an agenda, right? They are here to really unleash. They're also, having a good time. Yeah. When you're having a good time, you can afford to stretch your hips and your legs from your head to... Listen, you don't have the stress of children. Yeah. That side chick, best believe she's winding her waist 360 degrees. I can't live with that.
Okay, now interesting question. Like our gentleman put out, falling in love with the side chick. Sometimes the women fall in love with these married men. a few times it's not because they're not in it before the financial or the frills and the extras. Yeah, it comes, but then it gets to a point where it moves past that, and they honestly feel like they're in committed relationships with these men. In that scenario, what are your views on it? Is can you not fall in love with him? Can it not be a thing where it progresses from being a side chick, side guy, main guy kind of relationship to becoming an actual committed one?
Personally, I don't know how to distinguish between love and sex. I think if I'm having sex with you, I might have fallen in love with you before we started that. I don't think I would be with you because of money. So if I'm with you, then obviously I'm in love with you. I don't know. I can't be somebody's. I don't know. Seriously. If we are there, then I'm in love with you. Which means I'm expecting full loyalty.
Right.
Because how are you sharing me with someone else? So
do you not feel someone can love more than one person?
It's possible. But no. I should be enough.
Okay. Were you in love when you were in that particular situation, Euphemia?
Which of them?
When you were ages ago, when you were once a side chick, were you actually in love?
I think at some point I fell in love.
Okay.
But then I didn't know how to control it because I come from a single parenting kind of upbringing, so I didn't know how to. I don't know how. There's a mother figure, father figure, married, bringing up kids, sort of thing. So I was just, used to or clinged to my mom taking care of it. It was my mom that brought me up. So in as much as I knew very well that what I was doing wasn't right, I found solace there because my dad wasn't in my life. My mom too was constantly on my neck, being strict. Don't go here, don't do this, don't do that. So that was where I found my solace.
So you found like a father figure in him.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I can relate to I think that's when you have daddy issues. I can relate.
Most of the times we're talking.
Yeah.
So it wasn't all about the sex, but it was more of conversations, more of pieces of advice, more of do this, what do you want to do, which unit do you want to attend. Do something with your life. So I was more attached to him because of the
friendship
exactly,
the companionship you created.
Exactly. That's the word. So it was difficult to detach myself from him, not because of what I was getting from him, but it was the emotional attachment. I don't think he was emotionally attached because of how he presented himself in the entire relationship, but I was because obviously when he goes home, I go home, I'm lonely, I miss him. You can't call him, you can't text him. You're just there waiting for daybreak
to reach out to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So mine is just a little bit complicated.
Now imagine if it was you were in a side chick relationship, but the man was present. It wasn't a situation where there's certain kinds of rules or regulations, but he honestly would make time for you. He would be present, and it would develop in a much more organic way. Would that be something that will still fall into that whole, I don't know if it's taboo side of things, but I don't know.
So you're saying things are progressing nicely. He's taking care of me. It's like basically you're dating or seeing somebody, and things are going well
in a very committed way.
So if that's something that I'm aware of, that at any point in time, the plug could be pulled, and that happens in regular relationships even, then maybe. But ultimately, if your goal is long-term partnership, I don't think you should hinge your bets on somebody that's married. I think more often than not, they'll stay where they are. So I know that we've all heard about married men promising to leave their wives to marry the side chick, and the two married ladies just laughed. So it's like, if
it never happens.
So advise yourself. You feel me? I mean, we've heard about instances where they say, "Oh, I was so overwhelmed with the love that I feel for this other person, I just had to run off into the sunset." But that one is more, I think, along the lines of a telenovela. Real life doesn't always turn out that way, or is it something that's
no? But as the world is progressing, yes, they will not leave the wives, but a lot more men are being open to marrying second wives, or having second families, like full-fledged second families with children and big mamas who now have their own, like they're part of their lives, but they're not a part of your life in a weird way. Now, in that regard, is this something that you're completely opposed to?
Well, I am. I don't want to be in a polyamorous situation. So that's why, for me, I would rather not. And I would hope that, people would be honest and disclose if that's what they're into. Sometimes somebody is interested in a polyamorous relationship. They know that you're not, but they'll keep that away from you. They won't tell you that, well, I'm actually dating, this number of women, and, they all know about each other and they're fine with it. They'll keep it away from you. If you're not into polyamory or polygamy, then that might not be the avenue for you. And for me, I don't think so.
Will you be pissed if you found out that there was a second family?
The second family today, things are going in the pool. Baby shoe, baby trouser, a baby.
Oh my God.
All in the pool.
I'll be devastated.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. Because I trust my husband. Irrespective of the things sometimes you hear in town.
You expect them to go and come back?
They
not go and get stuck.
They always come back.
Don't go and get stuck somewhere else. Come back.
But actually having a family outside home,
It'll
I'll be devastated.
It'll be hard to go down.
Yeah.
Michelle, yourself?
In keeping it real, really, it might drive me to do something I wouldn't want to.
Really? Quite interesting. Anyways, let's hear what people are saying, and we are live as well on Facebook on 3FM 927, and Abigail Meg so the second says, I'm here for Euphemia and Maria Martin. Shout out to her. Sharif says, good evening. Mami Bella says, you be home not wanting any trouble, it'll bring home STDs. Mami Bella goes on to say, everything's about them. I wasn't getting this, I wasn't getting that. Me as a person, if I find out my partner's cheating, I'll never ask you about it. I'll just find peace somewhere else. Abigail Amexoa the second says, I used to worry myself about my spouse cheating, but now I really don't care. I've tuned my mind for my own health, especially mentally. Do you, I do me. Let our conscience be our best judge. Quite interesting. Of course, you can get interactive with us. Use the hashtag keeping it real. Tweet at us at AJ Sapon, at Helen, what's your Twitter handle?
Don't worry about it.
Flavor Flav's wife.
I do have a message that has come through. I'm keeping this person anonymous, but this is some other intel that we're getting from the men, and this one reads as follows. And thank you, Mr. Anonymous. He says, some of the women give birth and fail to take good care of themselves. We try to draw their attention, and it's all on the rocks. This has nothing even to do with change in body shape or size. It's simple hygiene. The room becomes messy. These are a few reasons the men go out. Charlie, some of your people should also learn to be neat, kakra. And it's interesting that this one is coming in, and that's another reason. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but what a shame that it's especially speaking about after childbirth. After childbirth, women are sometimes dealing with postpartum depression. To even get up and get dressed, shower, brush your teeth is something that is very real. And especially for the gender that really isn't participating so hard in the childcare, they have a lot of commentary.
Oh, they do.
For us women. But if your spouse no longer finds you attractive, that's also a reason why they may step out. But when you delve deeper, what have you tried? Are you there for them? Are you able to give her a breather? Are you also getting involved in the child rearing? Are you helping? The room is messy. You and I sleep in the room.
Yes.
You and I sleep in the room, especially at a time when, trust me, if you treat a woman well, the kind of 360 waist movements that she'll do. For you imagine one day you tell her, take a breather. I will clean. I will do this. I will do that. Any woman, especially postpartum, is going to be grateful for that type of care. So, men on one side, we understand that, things change. That sexy, curvaceous woman you met, 10 years ago, not the same. But you yourself, do you look the same? You, Konimo, do you look the same?
Okay.
Do you look the same?
So there's also,
when she met you had a 6-pack. Now you have 1-pack.
There's also a school of thought that also says that sometimes side chicks actually make our marriage more exciting. They come in, they distract the men a little, they give you a bit more space, the men are even more attentive, they shower you now with gifts because they feel the need to overcompensate because they're doing things out there. Do you agree with any of that commentary? That sometimes we need to, the balance is not so bad.
Variety is the spice.
Sometimes when you're out there, they're okay. It's like, oh, we talk okay, everyone is okay, then we're all happy. Or at what point does having a side chick become an issue?
When she starts demanding more than she's supposed to.
And where that is?
She wants all the attention. She wants the guy to divorce and come to her.
Do people actually ask for that?
Yes, they do.
But you came to meet them.
It doesn't matter.
You respect your senior wife now. But how do you fight with your senior wife now? It's your senior wife now. You are supposed to just ensure that everyone is happy.
No, I want that position.
Wow.
So you all want a good thing. We all want to possess you. So
really, okay. So that's when it becomes a problem, when they start looking to push out their senior wives and be the senior wife.
The senior wife.
Okay. You feel me yourself?
Yeah, I think same. I mean, asking for too much. You already knew the kind of position the man was in before you went in for him. So you need to respect some boundaries.
So if they don't ask for too much, if they don't demand too much of the time, if they keep to their little spaces they've been granted, then it doesn't become a problem?
I wouldn't know. So we are all safe.
Okay. So the key here is don't let the senior wife know. Right.
Even when you're caught, deny.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Deny. When you're caught, deny. My boss always told us.
And that's something you subscribe to?
Yes.
Just deny.
Deny.
Wow.
That's why there's always an explanation. I can explain. What are you explaining?
That's true. What are you really explaining?
Deny.
I love it. Okay. You know what? Let's allow people also sharing their thoughts. We're going to open up the phone line. So 0592-928795. 0592-928795. We want to know from you, gentlemen and the ladies, especially the ladies, if you're in the ladies in this particular scenario, then let us know what your thoughts are about side guys. Have you ever had a side guy in your relationship? Are you someone who's ever had to rely on another man keeping you a little happy beyond the one that you're with? It wasn't me. Shout out to DJ Abia, man. Deny. No, I have, but it's just different angles again. Okay. So 0592-928795. That's 0592-928795. Call in and tell us your thoughts about this. Extramarital affairs. The rules, spoken or unspoken. Have a call. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening. My name is Frank. Calling from Kaswa, Tuba area.
Hi, Frank from Kaswa. So tell me your thoughts. Have you ever been in an extramarital relationship?
Oh,
you haven't?
Really, sure.
You haven't?
Yeah.
Say it again?
Yeah, it's sure.
You have?
Yes.
Okay, so what are some of the rules that you laid down that your girl must follow?
Not a rule, actually.
Okay.
But there's this girl I'm interested in for so many years, but she wasn't in the future. So a friend, not really a friend, but a close person she knows, that became my wife later. And it was like our wedding and everything was like a surprise to her. So she gave up later. She knew I have a wife, but we were just going out and just trying to wait for the right man to come her way. And after a year or two, she told me she found somebody, so let's go.
Okay, so even after you got married, you still dated her for about a year or two before she now left. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how did you manage to juggle being a newlywed and also having a side chick at the same time?
My wife was satisfied with me because I actually respected her. I went extra miles, and in the case of our relationship, our marriage. He actually wanted an engagement, and that's why I said, no, you need to go extra mile. We went all the way to the wedding. So it's like, she's satisfied when I go out. She doesn't have any problem. She doesn't pick my calls when home I receive a call.
Okay.
She doesn't take. It's like, she doesn't bother.
So she doesn't bother you. Once you leave her place, you are on your own. And once you come back, the two of you are together?
Exactly.
That's interesting. So, would you ever consider going back into another relationship like that?
Not really.
Not again?
Yeah.
So it's now you and your wife till.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling and for speaking to us.
Thank you too, guys.
So yes, Frank says he had been in one, and he was with her, then he got married, and he came back to her, then stayed with her till she found someone else, and then he left her, or she left him, something like that. Yeah, interesting. Well, if you want to share your thoughts or perhaps share your story, even if you don't want to say your name or where you're calling from, that's allowed as well. 0592928795. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please. Would you like to tell your name, or you rather keep it to yourself? Okay. So, have you ever been in such a relationship?
Pardon?
Have you ever been in an extramarital relationship?
Yes, please. Right.
Okay.
Currently, I'm still on.
You're currently still in it. So, what made you go into this relationship?
What made me go into that relationship?
Yes.
Sometimes it is natural between men. Whenever you get married and then you are there with your wife every day, you bath at the same bathroom, you enter the same room, you change your things, you see one another like that. You get used to your wife. So now you need to get new things to service yourself. So whenever you had a lady outside and then we proposed to, and that person accepted you, even though they are the same, but you feel that person outside may be better than your wife, and you go in for that. You understand? So that is the reason, but nothing more than that.
Okay, but what are some of the rules, spoken or unspoken, that you have to dealing with her?
So my point is that even whenever, because of respect I have for my wife, and the respect I have for my side chick, I never even need any of them to understand that I'm doing such a thing. Because my side chick never even knew that I had a wife.
Wait. Hold on. Relax. Check that again. Your side chick doesn't know that you're married.
Yes, please.
Is that what you're saying? How did you manage to and you claim you said you're still with her. How have you managed to keep someone you love and respect?
Yes.
Both.
You know why? Because the point is that I managed to have all the time with them, because whenever, at the time that my wife needed me, I will be there with her.
Okay.
And at the time that my side chick needs me, I will be there. Okay. And I make sure that whenever I'm going there with the phone, my phone will be on silent. I don't take calls whenever I am with my side chick. Okay. And I will manage to talk to my wife by texting. And my side chick will not even have any access to my phone. And whenever I am with my wife and I see her message, my side chick message, I reply back. Even a call, so far that I am cheating on my wife, my phone is always in my pocket whenever even I am in the living room with my wife.
So you don't leave it around at all?
Pardon?
You don't leave your phone around at all. It's always with you.
I don't make a mistake and leave my phone in the house while I'm out. Because I don't want problems for myself. Because I cannot answer questions. So it's better that to put my phone on silent, put it inside my pocket. So when the light is blinking, I know I have gotten a call. And for me, I'll go out and do whatever I want to do and come back inside.
That's interesting.
Yes.
So you managed to make sure that nobody knows, everyone is happy.
Yes, after now, it's still going on, but not like my wife doesn't even if you stand in front of my wife and say that I've been cheating on her, she will never agree. And
she'll never believe you.
Yes, and my side chick, when you tell her that I have a wife, she'll not agree.
Wow.
Yeah, all the time I'm with her. So
amazing.
That is the point. But even as of now, I wanted to stop, but I cannot stop now.
Why can't you stop?
Because my side chick is talking about marriage, and I don't know what to say again.
Will you marry your side chick?
No, if I don't have a wife, I would have done so. But because I have a wife, I don't prefer to have to.
But she thinks you will marry her.
Yes, she was thinking that I will marry her, and then we never discussed that. So now that she's putting the marriage forward, and then I don't know whether to tell her that I'm a marriage man or to just keep on and then go away one day.
So you wouldn't consider making her a second wife?
No. I don't plan to have to.
Okay. That's interesting.
I don't plan to have to.
Okay. All right. Well, we wish you all the best juggling this. It sounds really confusing listening, but then I'm sure you'll figure it out.
No problem, yeah.
Wasn't it?
The calculation involved, so.
It's so much work. Like, why would you want to do that? It's so much work.
Yeah, he likes
like
it.
maths.
Literally, like you keep your phone on you don't take it out, you text, you call, you figure it out. It must be worth it. It must be worth it. Like the side chick must be worth it.
It's
No. If it wasn't worth it, you would not be going through that stressful.
But if it's worth it, he'll be thinking of marrying her.
Some people too are just like he just chooses not to. He would if he could, but he just wouldn't. Or he's made his mind not to.
You see why some women either get depressed or end up killing the men? Because really, you've wasted my time. Exactly. I'm thinking you're going to get married to me, and this is the situation. Yeah. Like how?
Helen, you have any thoughts on this? Or you...
That's why it's good to post your boo on social media.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Full disclosure.
Say hello. I'm currently dating this guy, Asumesi. Mm-hmm. If you know him, know of him, know anybody who knows of him, know his parents, know his past baby mamas, everything, come forward.
Would you rather, full disclosure, I'm married, these are my situations, this is what I'm dealing with, but I want to be with you, or pretend that they have no situations and be with you?
No, full disclosure. That way I can make an informed choice. So that if by any chance that month, then I'll say yes.
Okay.
Because for me, it's an outright no.
Okay. Yourselves, ladies? Full disclosure or disclosure, so that they can just make an informed decision. Exactly. I think that's best. Men that lie doesn't make any sense to me. Just tell her, because she never knows. She might probably want to be with him. Yeah. Like, I like you enough to want to be with you.
That thing that even those married men do, that they come and they always complain about their wives. My wife has done this. Please, I know you just want something from me. Let's keep it like that. I don't want to know whatever is going on with you and your wife. This is what you want. This is it. If I want to do it, I'm doing it. If I don't, that is it.
Because that's what the men do. They come with stories about what's going on in the household. On theater, he's saying my wife is poor wife is there, mind their own business, all kinds of allegations. if you use me as your excuse, please. Can you imagine? Since I'm man your business, you are you are the most pleasant with the most tastiest food. So please, gentlemen, those of you that are out and about, do it with your chest and stop slandering your poor wives that she can't.
What about men that honestly realize that they may have made the wrong choice in terms of marrying they thought they had married people that they end up a few years down the line and realize that they're not what they portray themselves to be, and they realize, I'm in it because maybe I have a family with this person, there are kids involved, and I want to stay, but I also want my peace of mind, and I realize we're not compatible, but I'm unable to leave. Does that give them credence to want to look out?
You're unable to leave for what reason?
Children. So the same way women make decisions to stay with men for the kids, some men make decisions to stay with women for the kids. That's one of the most
dangerous things to do. The kids are watching you. They are feeling that emotions that's going through in the house. Why would you want these kids to go through these whole issues? And they don't deserve it. If you feel like you people are not compatible, you can't live as a happy family. Move away. Explain to the kids so that they have a good picture about love, about family life, instead of pretending you're always fighting and they grow up hating each other. They think that there's nothing like true love. Move on if you feel you guys are not going to make
sometimes
it.
Sometimes it's not as easy as
it is. That's why
sometimes it depends on the ages of the kids.
Yeah,
they want to understand
and then some of them beyond just kids, there's property involved, there's a lot of things intertwined, there's businesses involved, so it's not as easy as I want to severe it, because you end up probably even losing a lot more than you'd have anticipated for.
But there are kids watching.
Well,
these kids go to school, they might even talk to their friends that these are what my parents are doing, and they compare notes, so they know that what's happening in my house it's not right.
That's true. This what she's saying is very true.
You really don't want your kids going through all that.
Some roller coasters in my marriage, and there were a couple of times that I wanted to take a walk. So most of the times when we end up sitting by the dining table having lunch or dinner, and my first daughter will go like, "Wow, now we are one big happy family." Yeah. Meanwhile, it's not as if we argue in their presence, but they feel
the tension.
So when it happens like that, you cannot take a walk. You need to be there for their sanity.
Unless you are going to pretend everything is fine before
sometimes
them.
But sometimes you would have to make the big sacrifice for the children.
Exactly.
And so is it then criminal to say that I want to look for my peace of mind elsewhere, and maybe at the like, you understand, we clearly know it's not working, but like,
so both partners are going to do that, or it's just the man who's allowed to? Because obviously if he even
in the African side of things, you always know there's the band that gets a carte blanche.
This is very interesting, because, and I know I've mentioned this stat a few times, that in 2021 900,000 plus Ghanaians opted to get divorced and or officially separated. So people are actually making the decision to walk away, and I think we don't give that as much prominence. Actually, if it's not working out, another alternative is to move on. Like, really and truly, it's an option. I know we live in a predominantly Christian country, but because of that, people stay in abusive, unhappy, and emotionally detrimental situations, when honestly, if it's not going well, do yourself a favor and maybe walk away. And like we're talking about the children, if the children are at the core of your decision, your kids want to see you happy. When they're older, they'll get it. But if you're in the home and your spirit is being crushed, your other half is stepping out on you left, right, and center, you're questioning your worth, you think, especially if you have young daughters, they won't see that and want to emulate that. If I have kids, I want them to know, both male and female, that if you're ever unhappy, you have the right to make a U-turn. Listen, when presented with new information, you can always change your mind, and feel free to do so. One life to live. You're not going with your children, you're not going with your husband, you're not going with your family members who are there talking yep. It's only you. what you want.
Yeah.
So really and truly, at the end of the day, if a relationship isn't serving your needs, especially if you're the side chick and you're just holding out, waiting, there's a single man out there who wants to give you what you want.
What if you don't want that single man?
Well, then I'm not speaking to you. I mean, by all means, listen, go to town, go ham. But if for you, this idea that you're pining after somebody that you can't have, honestly and truly, you can move on. You know how many people are on this planet? So many. There's so many billions of people on the planet. Trust me. It's also an option to say, Adewe mempe enye by force. Thank you.
Now we're bringing the show to an end. About a minute more, but final word from you, ladies. So wrap it up. I'll start with you, Miss Judy.
I've lost my chain of
Let's go to you.
Inspired by the salmon.
Helen went to town. So if you have your final words from you.
Final words. Go where you're loved. Yeah.
And what if where you're loved is by a married man?
Do what makes you happy.
Preach. Retweet. And what if it's a married man? It's a question.
Just use your head and do what. I mean, your happiness is your priority. Should be your priority. So just do you. I mean, this after COVID, everybody's mad.
Charlie, that's true.
Everybody's sanity is just
exactly. Retweets. Miss Judy.
I really feel cheating is a whole lot of work. I don't want to be hiding my phone.
Yeah.
I'm in the bathroom, if my phone is ringing, I'm scared. Like, it's too much work. If truly you feel the home is not working for you, talk about it. Go for counseling. Try to sort it out. If you know very well it's not going to work, then you walk or find a better solution. But hiding all these things, really, even if you're a Christian, it's not worth it.
10 seconds, Helen. Final words.
Shameless plug. Tomorrow morning, I'm back here 5:55 a.m. sharp. I can't believe we're still keeping it real. Would you look at the time?
Would you look at the time? Time's up.
When you're having so much fun. Wow. It's been great keeping it real for what, over an hour?
An hour and a half.
You don't say.
Amazing.
Bruh. Anyways, thank you for keeping it real with us. It's been another glorious Tuesday. Hopefully we've
brought some nuances to this conversation.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody that was messaging me all types of abuse, telling me I'm going to, you can't do anything to me, okay? But it's been incredible.
I completely agree with you, Femi, on that one. Do what makes you happy, honestly. Whether your happiness is found where or there, so long as you accept the full terms and conditions related to whatever situation you decide to put yourself in, then, and it makes you happy. But if it doesn't serve you, doesn't make you happy, then please, by all means, feel free to walk out. But once it makes you happy, you find good reason to be there, and you're there for the right reasons, not for the money, not for the extras, but maybe for love or for commitment or for companionship or something else related to that, then feel free to stay there. Don't take my word to the bank. Don't take my word to the bank.
If you are happy and they come and find you and beat you, don't come and run here.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
So by all means, your happiness starts and ends where somebody's blues also starts. So you be happy. Be happy there. When they come, don't come and call AJ. She'll help you to fight.
Maybe I'll grab Helen and come and fight with you, but
for a fee.
A small fee. But thank you, ladies, so much. Phoebe Martin, CEO, Styles and Smiles Kids Salute. Of course, Miss Judy, Helen, and myself. We've made you keep it real with us. We'll be back next week, 7 to 8:30 or 8:15 if Helen will have it. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other.
They are bold, witty, and intelligent. Keeping it real with AJ, Edith, and Helen on 3FM 92.7. Keeping it real with AJ, Edith, and Helen.